the other day.
I bet.
So,
I'm gonna pull it in.
yeah.
It's pumping. Got him still, I think.
Yeah. Shave that. Holy cow.
Hey,
Come on.
I'm a hairy beast.
How are you not? How are you not? What is it called? Lasered.
Miami Smooth.
You should might be Miami Smooth, dog.
Oh, you know what? There's this chick that want to do it. I just haven't had the time. So I'm like, man, I got to do it. I told Sharice, I was like, this would be so nice to not have to shave and have to worry about this, because it's not just like pull my shirt off and being hairy. It's like, like shirts, the stubbles show through and all that. That's a pain in the butt. Now you have to plan on what you're going to wear and when you're going to shave. I'm like, no. But it is what it is right now. I'm a hairy.
I hear you. Mona, how long did it take you? No, not giving up that?
It took me 4 years.
4 years. 4 years. Mona lasered everything.
Yeah.
So when I started dating her, the first thing she said is, I thought I was in peak shape or something like that, and had hair. She goes, that hair got to go, dog.
Oh, I gotta go.
Now here's your Chippendales calendar. That's what you got to look like 24/7. You ain't that, you out.
High standard there.
I'm over from New York.
Yeah, she didn't come to New York to get some hairy ass dude out here. I'm lucky. I'm Irish. Not bad. But hey, so the other day, I will be honest, and for anybody that's out there that's going to hear this discussion here, I got really frustrated. The only benefit of being really frustrated on a Monday is that it's leg day, so it helped me on my squats. But the frustration was something I've seen for decades that I didn't think. I thought I was the guy that was like, that's never going to happen to me. I'll never be that dad. I will never be the sideline dad yelling, angry. And man, when I watched playback on the matches, yeah. When I watched playback on the matches, I was sitting there going, wait a minute, there's some fundamentals that I wanted to see and I didn't see. So as a father, how do you compartmentalize and separate yourself going, well, I want my son to be great. I want to make sure that if we're going to be doing this time, he's getting the best. And then compartmentalize and maybe put this, if this is true, maybe I need to just chill out as a father and go easy. It's a much slower process than what you're hoping. So please enlighten me, because you've gone through this and you have an excellent stud of an athlete that's a mutant. So I want to get this wisdom from you.
Yeah. So, I mean, listen, nobody's perfect as a father. And you might have your dad be one way and you didn't want to be that way, or whatever it may be, or you didn't have a dad, whatever it is. You try to do the best and support, right? And if you're an athlete yourself, you kind of went through, the ringer, right? With coaches or dads or whatever it may be. And you kind of know what to expect. And if you're a really good athlete, right, you expect the best. You expect to be the best, and you want your kid to be the best, right? Your kid's not you. That's the first thing you got to realize. They're not you. They're themselves. They are an original off of your block and your wife's block, or whoever the mother is. So that's one thing, right? They might not like everything that you like. You might not do everything as good as you do. You don't know that yet, right? And you have to develop these things to even find out. The first thing you should do is don't deny your kid anything. Let them try all the sports they want to try, and then kind of filter it out with what they want to do. But my biggest thing was this. My dad coached me my whole time when I was growing up, right? So I feel a certain way about that. He never gave me any slack, and he always was the hardest on me over everybody else, whether it was playing time, if I messed up, or whatever it was. You know, and when Peter was coming around, like, you know, I was like, man, I want him to get involved in all this. And I'm in this place where, you know, when I was growing up, my dad taught me how to do everything, and that was it. I had practices and went to practices and went to games, and that was it. I never had any like coaches outside that were teaching me different things, right? Like how to shoot a basketball better, how to dribble better, how to run better, how to lift better, all these different things. I had a trainer later on, but like, you know, in my earlier days, that wasn't the case. Now, Peter, I was like, listen, I'm in this place where I can get him the best. I got professional baseball players. I got professional coaches that played professional sports that are, you know, working with my son. He should be the best in all these different lights. And what you see is sometimes like those coaches aren't as good as you thought they were, right? Or, you know, at that point, like your kid, you would think that in your mind that giving them the best coach or whoever it may be, the person that's teaching them is the best light. But in that case, like later on, I figure out like, listen, this isn't right. Like, so when Peter started playing baseball in the beginning, like I never wanted people to think, well, I'm just playing Peter because he's my son. So I let him go on other teams. And when he was on these other teams, I coached, you know, some basketball and some flag football, but I didn't do baseball. You know, I didn't want to go crazy on him. So I, you know, would sit in the stands and watch what was going on. And some of these things, you know, just weren't fair all the way around.
Just for the fans, you played baseball. And so that's a tough one because you actually played it. And so you could be a great coach for them. So continue. I just want them to understand this.
Yeah. You know, I played basketball, baseball, and then football, and then soccer because they didn't have football in my military school when I was older. But at that point, you know, this sport was really what I thought that he was going to be really excelling at, that and basketball for sure. And at that point, like he just wasn't getting the opportunities, wasn't getting the chances. And then he, you know, decided, like, hey, listen, I didn't want to play. And when he told me that at 12 years old, I go, there's no way in hell. So, you know, I figured out that like I do need to coach my son, right? And I need to spend that time with him and really give him the development that he needs. And he's not getting from these other coaches that I think that were necessary. So, you know, there's a thin line with being too hard on your kid or going crazy on your kid. But at that point, you know, coaching your kid or being involved with your kid really does set the bond, even if they're not good, right? And if they're not good at something and you were really good at it, you might be like, why can't you do this right? I've showed you this a million times. You got to be patient with them. It's hard, but these kids are just learning. It's hard. Mike, I'm telling you, I was right there, yelling on the sidelines. What the hell is going on? Like, and just having to take a step back. In the beginning, I was just super chill. And I'm like, you know what? I can't sit by the wayside and let this go on. And then when I became a coach, then it got real serious. It wasn't real serious on him. I wasn't like super hard on him. But, you know, I did ride him a little bit to want to make him be better. And it did make him be better. You know, I can go back to certain points when he was playing and I was coaching him, especially in baseball. And there's like one time or maybe two that stand out to me. And he was up to bat, and I was on third base coaching, you know, for the runners. And at that point, I'm looking at him, and he took this horrible swing. I'm like, and I yell at him in front of him, just like, what the hell are you doing? You better get up there and get serious. Next pitch, cracks a home run, right? So it took me to get in his butt to get him focused. Sometimes they're not, it's just, they're not as serious. They're out there, they're doing a thing, or they're not thinking about it. And at that point, man, it just drives them to be focused. Whether they're mad at you and they use that anger as good energy, and you can. So, you know, there's a thin line. You know, you don't hit your kids because of it. You don't do anything abusive because of it. But listen, one thing me and Therese started from the start with Peter was like, we're going to treat him like an adult. We're going to talk to him like an adult. I'm going to tell him what the truth is no matter what. So at that point, I would tell him, like, hey, listen, this is what you did really, really good in the game. And these are the things you need to work on. He didn't like to hear that, but I'm like, listen, man, this is what it is. And you don't like to hear this, you can't make excuses. It's not somebody else's fault. You got to take responsibility for it and do better next time. So, you know, that's what I can tell everybody. Like, be involved with your kids as much as you possibly can. The coaching, the training, everything. Be a part of it. If you don't know it, that's when you go to an outside source and you say, listen, I need to pull you in. Or maybe you pull them in to show them different techniques that maybe you don't know, or you want to involve somebody else so you're the buffer too and you're the good guy. in that situation to a certain extent if you're doing that, but you got to be honest with the kids, and you just got to be there with them. You got to. If you do this, you have a great relationship with your kids. Just don't. It's the old military method. You break them down and you build them back up. You just don't keep breaking them down. They never build back up. They're never going to have that confidence. They're never going to shine. They're never going to bloom.
So just so everybody's here that's listening to this, is that today I'm talking to a couple dads that have these very unique kids that are athletic and good size. And John has Peter, who is taller than me and who is a stout of a pitcher. And so my questions isn't so much about the child himself as it is on me as a parent, how to deal with being a sideline coach and dealing with that stress. And just to catch you guys up to speed, John was just explaining to me some of his intake on what he's gone through. And then I was saying that I saw some footage and I wasn't pleased with the process of where my son is at. And it really angered me too much. He's so young, he's 6 years old, but it angered me. And I'm like, well, if we're committing this much travel time, this much effort, I want to see at least a comprehension of improvement. And I didn't see that. And so this is not a learning phase. So anybody in here that wants to tell me about how to deal with that, please, I would love to hear, because this is my first go around with being a sideline coach. And we have another father I'm going to pull in right now that also can kind of tell us about how it is. Look at this handsome fella.
What's up, guys? What's up, guys? How are you? How we doing?
Doing good.
So, John and John, I got the crew on. So you kind of heard what was going on and stuff. Where are you with this stage of being a father?
It's funny because I heard when I was listening to you guys, it was funny John was mentioning it, and it was.
And we lost him already.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Came in too hot.
Sorry, guys. There you go.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. So yeah, I was saying, like, John, like what he was saying about his son and like building him up, and I feel like saying that because the other day it was funny with John. He does jujitsu, he does Muay Thai, he does football, he's done basketball. So the other day in jujitsu, he had a bad night. Bad. Like he wasn't paying attention, he wasn't there. I could see it because he's taps people how he does what he's got to do usually. And the night he wasn't good. I came to him, he's like, Dad, how'd I do tonight? I'm like, honestly, but you didn't do good. You didn't do good tonight because I've seen you in other days and you've done fantastic. You'll pay attention, you're learning and going. And then tonight you didn't. And I didn't want to sit there and lie to him. But like, listen, you weren't good tonight. No, you weren't. You weren't at your best. But I've seen you at your best. So let's get back to it. And he was upset. He's like, Dad, that hurt my feelings. I'm like, I understand it hurt your feelings, but that's good. I'm glad you voiced it to me first of all. You voiced your feelings. That bothered me. Okay, great. But let's get back to it now. Let's start again tomorrow. Let's get back to it and go. And he did. The next day he went in, tapped a couple kids out. He's still learning. He's only 2 months in. This kid's in these classes years. And he's still learning and going. I'm like, buddy, this takes time. It's not something you learn overnight. These are sports, these are athletics that takes time. They're not going to be just a freak. Tom Brady wasn't just overnight. He took time. So I was loving what you guys were saying before I hopped on.
Well, you were liking what John was saying, because I sure wasn't saying that.
I was listening to you too. Come on, don't say that.
I'm frustrated. I was frustrated.
I understand. That's the thing. We all get frustrated, but that's good. It's good we get frustrated. It's like, okay.
I mean, listen, you're paying somebody, like I was paying good money for one of these trainers, right? And one of the trainers, he was a former Buccaneer, Tampa Bay Buck down here, knowing really well, paying him to train him. And at that point, he passed it off to one of his head trainers. And then Peter came back and told me one of these head trainers. So what they were doing was, all right, we'll do this set, do it 15 times. They'd have Peter walk away. And they're going to talk to other people. I'm like, dude, when I found out about this, I went down to the training center. I told dude, his name's Yo. I'm like, yo, dude, come here. I'm like, dude, what the hell is going on? I'm like, and I brought that guy. I'm like, bring this guy in. I'm like, I'm paying you $1,000 for you to go over there and tell him to do this and walk away. I'm like, what the hell? I told you, this is what I'm paying for. I'm paying for high level training for my son to be able to be trained. If I wanted this, I could go to any big box gym and pay them a hell of a lot less and do probably a little bit more than what you guys are doing. So sometimes you got to check them. I mean, just because they're big and all that, sometimes they get this big head and, just the quality lowers. And at that point, you got to put back on track or you leave. And at that point, I'm not happy with what it is. If you've done with it for a year, I mean, that's a long time to be with somebody and train them. So at that point, you should know in the first 3 months, hey, has your kid developed any new skills? Because they'll show you, especially when they're young. They're like, Dad, look what I learned today. Whether it's a headlock or the way they shoot or the way they bat or whatever it is, they're super excited to learn new skills. And it's the coach, teacher to instill that in them and make sure that they retain that skill too as well. So, sometimes good players don't make coaches, and good coaches aren't good players.
So, am I understanding? It's we have a standard for ourselves, and you guys are both very successful in life, and also you're not the typical physiques as well for your stature, and so you guys have a level of, this is what I want. This is the quality I want. And so you want that also from the coaches you're going to work with for our kids. And those are our kids, and we want the very best for them. So you don't phone it in. You don't do the, I don't know. I feel like the Hollywood thing is here is you drop them off and just forget about it. It seems as though you guys aren't that way as well as me, where I'm like, no, I got standards here. And if you've been doing this long, there should be some basic stuff to it. And you got to kind of call out the coach. And so where's the line? Where do you go? These guys are actually coaches of that sport. Where do you draw the line on that? Going, maybe I'm getting over anxious or something like that. How patient are you and how non-patient negotiable are you?
I'm not patient at all. So I don't know, John is.
I listen to a certain extent I'm patient, but when it starts coming to my kids and my wife and all that, I become very more patient with somebody with me. When it starts coming to them, I start becoming very impatient, because at that point, like I said, it'd be like me, somebody coming to Titan Medical Center paying me. Like, you have a certain expectation of what's going to happen and what you're going to get in the whole nine. If you don't get that, you're going to be unhappy. And it's the exact same thing with training or anything else, coaching or whatever it is. They have a system, they use that system. If they're very good at that system, they're going to get you the result, or they're going to get the person the result, whatever it is. I mean, even if somebody is not athletically skilled, they can still teach them certain things or certain knowledge that they'll retain. So, it's not about them hitting 10 out of 10 free throws and go, oh, that's what you taught them. Great. It's about them knowing the technique, learning how to shoot, being able to shoot, going up, like the basics. And if you can see progression, then the coach is doing something. If you can't see progression in any way, shape, or form, like you've dropped them off there a year, and at that point, like the skill that they taught them, you probably could have learned in probably like 2 weeks with you, right? You're like, damn, like what the hell have I been doing? What the hell's been going on here? And then it makes a feeling of distrust. And then you have to think about it all the time, like what's going on there? Like, is he getting the skill? Is he not getting the skill? I mean, it's just, like I said, if you're really good at the sport, teach your kid. I could say that about all the greats. All the greats that were good at the sport, they taught their kids how to bat, how to throw. They were the guys that instilled these skills. And yeah, they might have been professional athletes and they might have been a little bit better at it, and they knew a couple techniques or been trained or taught by somebody else that had some better skills than you. But if you have some of those things, push it. And then you throw the advanced skills on a coach that does more advancement. And you can still see, like, even with Peter, he used to go to his hitting, pitching. I still do his pitching, and I still watch him. And I'll go there and watch, and you'll see the progression. And then you tell him, you'll give him feedback. And you'll know if that coach is good or not. Because who we are makes a difference too, right, Mike? Like, I'm sure if they see you or one of us come in, they know, like, oh, I better tiptoe, get real nice for the kid. Like, we don't want it to be real nice for the kid. I want him to go through the exact same thing that the other kids are going through. I don't want it easier on him. I actually want it a little harder. I want it harder. Yeah. Same shit. So at that point, like, you got to watch out for that too. And you'll see in these lessons. And then you tell them straight up. And like Peter's pitching coach, he'll tell them straight up, like, you do like dog shit. right? Or he'll be like, man, you threw phenomenal today. So whatever you're doing, keep it up. But if he's off, you got to call him out. And that's to anybody in life. You just got to call him out. There's certain ways you can call people out, without being too degrading, right? Or being over the top about it. But at least let them know, like, hey, listen, I'm not happy with this. I know this isn't the extent of where it could go. What can we do better here?
Yeah.
Both of you have kids that are now in sports. And where is it, as you are the dads, how is it with you being the voice to him about the sport compared to mom and the role? Do you guys have different role plays? How does that work with you guys?
For me, it's just me really. Christina doesn't get involved with it. It's kind of just a support issue with her. For me, I'm really hands-on with John. I train him. If he's not doing jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai, I'll train him those other days. We'll do some football training. We'll do some just weightlifting. We'll just do different things because I want to be with him. I always think I want to be with him no matter what. I want to be with every aspect. Like, okay, we're going to do sports, going to have fun with it. And that we're going to do that. We're going to do weightlifting. Let's learn. Let's get disciplined. Let's do that. I try to be on top of him for every aspect. And like you were saying before, coaches and stuff like that. John's had some good coaches, but at the same, he's had some different trainers. I've switched it a few times with him because sometimes I'm like, I could do this. I could do better than them. They're not going to give him that feedback like, hey, bud, you didn't do this right today. Like, you did this great today. It's like they're just going through the motions. I'm more hands-on, like, hey, let's do this. I'm getting involved. He's going to be doing tackle football next year. So I'm like, let's start getting going with tackle. Let's start doing maneuvers. And that's good with jujitsu and all the different things I'm implementing. I'm like, okay, then now he's trying to tackle me. He's trying to push up and get by me. I do a swim move and try to get by me. This is great. He's like, Dad, can you teach me all about football? I'm like, of course I can. I'll teach you whatever you want. As much as I know, I'll teach you as much as I know. That's what I would love to do. I would like for him to get training, but he's very adamant, like, I want to train with you. And I'm like, that's great. I would love to do that with you. I've coached him before. I've coached defense. I'm a defensive guy. I was like, I would love to coach defense. Let's do that. I've been on top of him and doing that for years now. And now it's like he's into flag, but he's not like foot tackles. Tackles the next step because he's hands-on. He's physical, and he tries to do it with me. And I'm like, I'm sitting here. I'm like, buddy, if you could move me, we're onto something here. So I'm very hands-on. I wanted to, but not even just for training purposes, but I want to do that with him. He wants to do that. Dad, I want to learn everything about football. Dad, I want to watch UFC. I want to learn more. So that's such an emotional thing for me. Is 2 days ago, I celebrated my dad's 10-year anniversary in passing. So we always celebrate his life no matter what. Every birthday, every year he's passed away. So I didn't have that with my father growing up. He wasn't able. He was either working or he wasn't physically able to do these things with me. So for any opportunity I have with my son to do this, I'm doing it. I'll train him whenever he wants. I'll go to games to watch. I'll do whatever he needs. Tonight, a couple hours, there's Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu. I'm taking him. So I'm all hands-on type of guy.
Big Johnny, how is it with Peter now? Because Peter liked it. Then there was a bleak moment where he was like, and then he came back to it.
Yeah.
No.
So what happened was these dads were like their kids. They weren't giving Peter a chance. Biggest kid on the team, fastest arm on the team, one of the best hitters on the team. So I'm like, all right. I'm like, okay. So he comes to me. He says, Dad, he goes, he was really into basketball. He's like, you know what? I'm thinking I just don't want to play baseball anymore. Told him at 12 years old. I'm like, dude, there's no way. I'm like, listen, you're too good of an athlete and way too good of a baseball player for me to let you quit. But I'll tell you what. I was like, let me coach you 1 year. You don't like it, I won't make you play no more. But I guarantee things are going to change. So go out that season, bam. Peter, I want to play shortstop. I'm like, listen, you got to play infield. So I don't want to play infield. I want to play catcher. Never played catcher in his life. I'm like, all right, you want to play catcher? Go ahead, throw on the pads, get behind the plate. That point, that season, I think we lost 1 game the whole season. Won the championship. Peter was the all-star catcher, hit 4 home runs that year. Then, that was it. He was in it to win it. I mean, I coached all-stars that year. We won districts. I mean, went down to state. Peter's catching all the games, hit home runs there. So at that point, then he was just saying, now he loves baseball, right? There is nothing that that would replace it. I mean, that's what he wants to do. He wants to go to the MLB. He wants to get the D1 scholarship. He's going for that right now. He's got colleges that are scouting him right now, so he's very lucky in that light. And his coach thinks he can go. So, I really, me and this coach, I mean, he might not, but he could be a little bit better. But it is what it is. Peter's the ace pitcher of his high school varsity baseball team, and that's what he does. So he's throwing 89 miles an hour now. So at that point, if he can get up in the 90s, he might be able to do it.
He's a unit. For everybody that doesn't know, John's son Peter is taller than me. And when John sends me videos, because I want to see his games and stuff, and he'll send me a video, and Peter looks so comfortable and like his element when he's on the pitching mound and he tosses those things. It's like, yeah, he's got the gift. He's got it, and you can see that he loves it. I have a question for both of you. What shouldn't a parent do? If, in any sense, when the child is in sports, especially for my son at my age, what are some things that you guys can look at and say, yeah, a parent probably shouldn't do this, and with the coaches or to the pressure of the child? What are some of the no's that you think could help?
Stuff. Can't get too down on them. I mean, you gotta let them, right? You gotta let them know, but you can't get too down on them. Expecting too much out of them, it's not a good feeling for the kid. You got to make sure, like, hey, listen, they got to know that you love them, support them no matter what, right? But you're gonna let them know. You're gonna give them the honesty and the feedback out of that. If they can't take it, at that point you got to say, listen, like, this is how life is. And kids don't understand that. But I told you, from the start, made sure we're going to talk to Peter like an adult. We're going to treat him like an adult. He might not be able to comprehend this, but later on, maybe he will, and it'll get to him a lot quicker. So I would just say, like, listen, be serious with a kid to a certain extent, but it can't be like 24/7. You can't just be like, their dads like that. I know dads, it's like, they're sports dads, and it's 24/7, like 24/7. So, and that burns a kid out. You don't want to burn them out either. It's about having fun, doing what they're doing, and they create that love, and that love never goes away. But if it becomes too much of a task, chore, this is all my dad wants me to do, and this is it. I can't stand this. I don't do this no more, because they're going to get burnt out. So don't burn them out, man. That's where you let, if things happen bad in the game, talk about it, leave it behind. We're going to go to the next one. We're going to kick some ass. You don't dwell on those games. Keep bringing it up. Oh, you sorry ass. I've seen some dads say that straight up to their kid, like, you're a sorry ass. You're a sorry ass hitter. Like, we're damned to be out here. Like, get the hell off the field. Like, who said that to their kid? Who said that to other kids? It's like, but I've seen it. So that's what I would say in my life.
Yeah, I think I kind of agree with John with that aspect, because I've seen coaches, I've seen trainers literally belittling their child. I mean, like, screaming at them in public with everybody around. And it's at the point it's so uncomfortable. Like, I want to say something. Like, just give them, like, okay, I understand the kid's not doing great, fine. But I mean, the guy went on a tirade for 3 minutes straight. And I was so close to saying, dude, just let him be. Guys, kid's 8. Like, he's gonna mess up. Okay, great, but build him back up. Like, the kid was just standing there in shock, and the guy was just belittling him. So I'm a big advocate for, like you said before, kind of like, just build them up, because they're sensitive. We're like, no matter what, they're still children. So let's make them feel wanted. Let's make them feel special as much as we can. Like, you didn't do good today, but I know you got it in you. I know you've done it in the past, and you're gonna do it in the future. But don't just degrade a kid because you're not happy in your life, or you're not happy what's going on with the kid and he's not doing what you want him to do. But the kid will get there if you give him support that he needs. Like John said, like, you don't want to be 24/7 with it. Let him have some freedom, enjoy himself, play some video games, play with other kids, whatever you want to do. But give him some credit. Like, don't belittle the kid and degrade the kid. And you have to build them up. Like, let's make them feel special. This is the youth. This is the future. Let's make sure that they feel that. Like, hey, my dad, at that point, this kid may think, like, my dad hates me. My dad's not happy with me. Nothing I'm doing is good for him. that's not a good way to go about it. Like, gotta give the little balance. Like, hey, you're not doing good today, but let's get it tomorrow. Let's get better. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for sticking with this. I'm proud of you for moving forward. Let's get it tomorrow. Let's get back to it. I'm a big advocate for that balance like that.
Yeah. Plus, you got to remember, these kids are following our footsteps.
Yeah, exactly.
It's tough, especially in your life. It's going to
Yeah.
have some footsteps as far as athletic wise and all the other things that go along with it. So, they're looking at that too. These kids, they understand that. Trust me, at a young age, and they start realizing as they grow up, like, oh shit, like I got to, compared to you, right? It's tough. Man, your dad was an awesome athlete. Man, he kicked ass. He did this. I don't know if past peers heard this from my end. And I, like, to a certain extent, like, I'm like, all right, great. Like, I don't want to hear it anymore. Even my dad, because he lives with us, he'll be like, man, Peter's like, your dad would have never did that shit. My dad is the worst. My dad is the worst, okay?
I gotta explain your dad.
First of what
Your dad is old school Greek, very straight. Dude, he's this handsome, big ass fella, and very. I don't know, man. He would be like great on a New York show. Just see him just looking over at you when you messed up as a kid, and probably didn't have to say shit. He could probably just look at you, and you were like, "I got it. Yeah, I got it.
I got it, Dad. Oh, no.
He's a beast, man. I love it, man. I'm there when he's there, and he's walking around. I'm like, I don't want to piss him off.
I tell you, it's crazy. So, I mean, Peter got some of that, and I didn't want Peter getting that, and that's how my dad was to him too, because, in the beginning, like, we couldn't go to every practice. That killed me because I'm working and all this, so my dad will take him to practices, and sometimes I'd always be there for the games, but it is what it is, and I know how my dad is, and then at that point when I started realizing, I'm like, all right, Dad, you're not taking any more practices anymore. If my dad puts you in the car, he's gonna let you know, and you have nowhere to go. Right?
Yeah.
That's one thing. Like, don't do that to your kid. Like, you tell them, let them blow it off at that point. You smooth it out and work it out, and you go forward. The blowing on things and just keep hitting them with it. That's no good for the kid.
Yeah.
You guys are both very insightful on this. I appreciate that. And Big John, thanks for jumping in today with us.
Of course.
Yeah.
Come
Good to see you.
Yeah, man. It was great seeing you.
You got both of us today. This is great.
Yeah.
Got it. I needed a happy Tuesday after my day yesterday. I needed this. You're awesome. Thanks for hanging, brother. I'll check in later.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, buddy. That was very insightful, and that's kind of where I kind of wanted to go today. For anybody that was here and just catching up, I had that moment where I wanted to talk to the coaches and tell them, you guys got to step it up a bit. And one thing I think, and again, I get so much information from you guys, is that I'm no verbal. I am not the verbal when it comes to sports in Titan. We made an agreement, me and the baby mama, and said, you're in charge of this. You're taking them. You disciplined them on this stuff. I'm going to try to keep my hands off, and to where I'm the guy, if he wants to share the sports with me or the new moves, then he can come to me and talk to me, but I will not be the sideline coach. And so I get the fun part of it, but usually the father is like both of you, the father's there with the son and stuff. And we try to do it a little differently, and see if I can't, get the back end of the excitement from him without being frustrated. And also, I am very temperamental, I guess you would say, where Mona is, win, lose, you got no issues. Me, man, if I see this stuff, I get a little edgy.
Got that competitive edge, man. It's hard. You can't just take it away.
Like Jeff said, I'm passionate.
That's it. It's passion. That's right.
Passionate about that. Let's go some questions real quick here.
There's one. Where's this one?
Talking about this kind of.
Any
Ooh, good one.
filling out biceps after proximal bicep surgery, torn long head reattached, 7 months post-op, arms looking good so far. Limit is 20-pound curls. So yeah, so definitely, you know what's a good one is Hercules Potion. I mean, obviously, I would use some healing peptides on this, maybe even some IGF-1, but I would definitely use some Hercules Potion, especially after bicep surgery like this, and filling out that other bicep, you know, making it more symmetrical to the other side. It's a great one to get those muscles back to where they need to be.
Yeah, the Hercules Potion.
Oh,
The Hercules Potion is gold.
Yes.
Do we have Hercules Potion in at Titan Medical right now?
Yes, we do.
Okay, guys, get over there. This is one of those a must. I was doing it twice a day in a couple different muscles as I was getting ready for this last project.
What should I do to get rid of sciatic pain? Woo! Sciatic pain. So there's, I mean, some people say foam roll.
Very common, isn't this?
Yeah.
a lot of people have sciatic pain.
Yeah.
Very common.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people foam roll it out. I mean, there's not like a specific drug that you can give that knock out sciatic pain. There's nerve blocking drugs and injections that some people use. You know, as far as that goes, I couldn't name one. I mean, as far as peptides that will truly knock out sciatic pain and guarantee it.
I got a quick question too.
You got it.
Yeah, real quick. So I like the BPC. I like the TB500. Feels awesome. And I know I saw an email from you guys talking about some new blends that you guys have. So is there like, why should I take, tell me about that, and like, why should I introduce that on top?
Sure. So we have our Titan Recovery Package or our Titan Glow Package.
Titan Growth Package.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glow has
Whoa.
GHACU, which is a collagen peptide, great for resurfacing, remodeling skin. It has KPV, which is great for inflammation in the body. It's another peptide as far as that goes. BPC and TB500 are that too as well. At the same strength you would get it solo. It's just in a blend now. So at that point, you get all four, which those are great for healing muscles, joints, tendons, ligaments. Great for wound healing, just overall inflammation too as well, and bringing blood to those areas. So that one is great, right? And this is going to be a lot better, a lot more bang for your buck than you're going to get with TB500 and BPC alone.
And then for people that don't know, when you give, people the BPC and the TB500, what is their typical like recovery time, or like how fast is that improved?
Sure. So it really depends on what the injury is, right? If it's like tennis elbow, golf elbow, you're looking at probably about 4 to 6 weeks. Some people could be a little bit longer, 6 to 12 weeks. Hi guys, my wife is in her mid-50s. She has some knee joint issues, probably arthritis. She wants to exercise again. What supplement do you guys suggest? Peptides, collagen, glucosamine. So this is a great one for our Glow Package, GHKCU, BPC 157, TB500, and KPV. This is going to be great. It has a collagen effect, has a healing effect, and should definitely give some relief to what she's got going on for sure, especially inflammation. John, any way to get a quick 10-minute video consult regarding using collagen peptides, weight training to help reduce skin? I don't expect it for free, as I know your time is valuable. So yeah, I don't mind doing something like that. If you really want to know, we can use how to use collagen peptides and the weight training. Mike will probably be the better guy to talk about weight training with, but at that point, if you really want to talk to me, it's not a problem. I want to get jacked. How do I know if I'm working out hard enough?
That's an easy one. You'll know within the first 2 weeks if you're moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
That's how fast it happens. Yeah, it happens that fast. You're getting stronger, bigger, and things are going right.
Yep. Darren Bobo, PT 141. Wow. Gratuitous.
This man just started, from what I understand, on PT 141, and has stepped up a level in his craft,
Ah,
artistry.
His
Yes,
performing
his
arts.
performance arts and his performance
yeah.
itself has
Delivery is
stepped up another level. So for anybody out there, this may be something that you need. This could help you in a couple different. John, tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah.
This one, turn this guy into a superhero.
Yeah, so I mean, this needs to be talked about more. I feel like PT 141 doesn't get the love it really deserves. And at this point, like PT 141 is, you know, it's got the FDA approval, obviously, and it's awesome because it hits the nervous system and creates true drive and libido effect, with also igniting the blood flow for erections for guys. So what does this do? And this was originally developed for women that had hyposexual desire disorder. And it's because women, 30% of them can't have or achieve an orgasm, whether it was abuse or genital mutilation or some sort of other issue that was going on. So, or you got women that just don't feel like it, okay? And at that point, it's uncomfortable for them to have sex. This really changed the game because it makes them want to. And before, we had to look at like, you know, sildenafil or tadalafil, which are like, you know, commercially Viagra or Cialis. And that mostly worked for guys. It worked for girls and the like. It would put blood flow down the extremities so that area would feel more sensitive, but it never changed the way that they felt mentally about wanting to have the sexual desire. So at that point, this turns that switch on. And it flips it for guys and girls, and it's a game changer. And this is something that you don't need to take on a daily basis. You can take on a maintenance basis and always be ready to go and always want this. This is a total game changer, whether you're single or you're in a relationship. You guys can reignite that flame if it's turned down or cooled. And I'm telling you, if you're having any issues, this will change the game for you guys. This is a great one. All right. I have tendonitis issues in my rotator cuff. I'm using ChatGPT to exercise. Orthopedic offering me steroid shots. Should wait 6 months or take steroid shots to lower the pain. All right, so you got tendonitis.
Do you need a cortisol?
Yeah, he needs cortisone. I mean, listen, obviously I would use BPC and TB500. I would use our Glow package with this. You should get some tremendous relief with that. The other thing is, you know, I don't know how old you are or whatever it is. You know, we do offer nandrolone. You know, we're offering patients across the board. And this can help with a little bit of relief in that area, getting a little bit of water in there and not making it so bad. But that's not going to be a healing result that you're going to get. It's just going to make it feel better. So cortisone might be, it might be an option for you. It will take down the pain, take down the inflammation in that shoulder. So, I would look at a couple different options. I would do the Glow package peptides, BPC, TB, GHQ, and KPV through Titan Medical Center, and then possibly even getting, maybe a cortisone shot in the shoulder. But don't get the cortisone shot like, oh, it feels better. I'm going to go back in and I'm going to start doing PRs. Everybody knows that I know. Everybody knows that.
No go.
Don't do that. Like you're gonna create more problems down the road, and it might be good for next month or two, maybe 3 tops. But at that point, you're gonna have a lot more damage in there. So, just be smart about this. Look at really getting something that's gonna help the tendonitis issues. In the
Wise words, Johnny. I love it.
Trust me, I'm going through all that, guys. I know exactly what you guys are going through. Should I train while I'm sick? Everybody has a different opinion about this.
What does Johnny say?
I say, listen, if you're really sick, don't go train. All right, you're bringing down the immune system even more. You might kick it back out on blood flow a little bit. It just really depends on where you're at and what you're sick with. If it's just like a little common cold type deal, you can go train. If you're like coughing up and you're spitting up, don't go train. Especially if you're in a public gym. If you're in your own gym at home, I don't care. You can do whatever the hell you want. If you go to public gyms and you're sick, acting up, and you're getting everybody else sick in there, and that's not cool. I mean, I don't think that's cool. I don't care. Screw them. I'm getting my training in.
Go train, man. You're gonna ask that question. You got it Go train. Let's make sure everybody's immune system is strong in that gym. Okay. All
no,
right.
no longer able to utilize a 12 box squat. Just saying. Oh my God.
That's just because the 141 has worked so well. He's now become a tripod, and
Yep.
it's just difficult to get that low.
Yep.
I don't understand that, but congratulations to you.
Do you,
I just wish I had that gift.
do you use creatine daily? And if so, do you make pause or take it every day? Well, that doesn't really. You would take creatine every day. That's, I don't know. It's a little jumbled here, but that's what I think you're getting at.
Yeah, I mean, this thing has been studied tremendously,
Yep.
and it's and they're talking now. It's 30 grams just for the mind. They're talking.
Yep.
And I remember the old days, it was like you wanted to do 5 days at 10 or 15 and then
Right.
cut it back to 5 to stay there. And
The
now
loading
they're,
phase.
yeah, remember the loading phase? And now it's just not even for the workout, just 30 for your brain. It's like, holy shnikes. So yeah, creatine's a great one.
And they say that now, because before it was like you have the loading state. They said you get benefits right away. First dose.
Yeah, creatine's a go. But also, it doesn't bypass Hercules Potion, the EAA stack, the Tri-Blend. Yeah, take advantage of what's out there and what you can use nowadays.
Absolutely.
Optimize.
My upper back traps hurt daily from my job. I exercise, but can't get the pain to go away. But Jimmy Bluff life, some massage therapy in a life, something that that's gonna relax those muscles. Your upper trap. If the upper traps are hurting every day, and you're exercising and can't get the pain to go away, you might need some therapy there. At that point, not just tighten it back up. I mean, that's what I would do.
Yeah, I'd find out what's going on. Because exercise or on an injury or an owie, you force blood into that location with a pump, you're going to lose whatever ache is there, at least for the moment.
Yeah.
But if you can't get rid of this at all, there's something else that's going on there. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Go see your doctor.
Definitely. I want to try Hercules Potion. Jeremy, all you got to do is contact us, 727-389-3220. Real simple, real easy.
Jeremy, how has he not done that already?
Yeah, Jeremy, come on.
Jeremy, come on, step that game up.
Mike, what is your take on fasting? I eat 4 or 5 times a day, but I'm doing a 17 to 18 hour fast from 5 p.m. to 11 a.m. I don't lift on an empty stomach. Thank you.
I don't see the point in a fast. I like that you eat 4 or 5 times a day. That part I like.
Yeah.
On the fast part, I don't know what you're doing it for or why.
18 hours. Phew,
Yeah.
a long time.
A couple more, and then let's find out what's going on over at Titan Medical this week and what the giveaway is.
Gotcha. Is there anything I could do to get muscle loss back from nerve damage? Whew.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So there's a couple of peptides out there that will help with nerve damage to a certain extent. I mean, we can get into that, like SS31 and stuff like that. But getting the muscle loss back, this is something you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to train. You're gonna have to use different, maybe tools like stem therapy, the NuX machine of some sort like that, to really try to get that muscle back. Obviously, Hercules Potion, making sure your hormones are dialed in. IGF-1 therapy would help on this too as well. Because they say with nerve damage and muscle loss, growth hormone levels rising is definitely a positive, right? It's going to help with your body as far as that goes. And maybe even to this extent, maybe even stem cells in the future. That would be another way I would do it for muscle loss because of nerve damage. But you need to, be able to train to be able to create muscle. And then you're having these areas, you're gonna have to build it up wherever it is.
Yeah, get that strength back. get that extreme strength back that you had before.
Yep.
It's going to use that nervous system. Your memory muscle will come back.
Yep.
Yeah, you're going to have to train really hard. Don't train like, hey, I trained hard before, train like that. No, you're going to go ballistic and find a whole new level to get that Rocky Balboa kind of, when he was in Russia training. Get back to it, make it happen, rock and roll.
Sir, how can I maintain my testosterone levels? I'm facing erectile dysfunction. Even I'm skinny fat. I'm a student. I'm living sedimentary lifestyle. Okay. So
What lifestyle does that mean?
like sedimentary. So it's like a solo type deal. Sedimentary is, I mean, that's kind of what I'm getting at here. Like a straight, narrow, like lifestyle type deal.
Sedentary. I got it.
So how do you maintain? Listen, if you have erectile dysfunction, you're a skinny fat person, and you want to look at this, you need a blood test. That's the first thing. I can't sit here and be like, oh, we can maintain. What are you maintaining? Is it a 400? Is it a 300? Is it a 500? Is it 800? Who knows? But if you have erectile dysfunction, and you're a skinny fat guy or girl, at that point, it's probably going to deal down to hormones, and those levels are probably low. So at that point, I would do a blood test, see what they're at. Titan Medical Center does them nationwide, so all you have to do is contact us. We'll set it up very easy, and it'll go nice and smooth. And you'll see where these levels are at. And if these levels are low, we obviously want to make an educated decision, but we can fix these levels, optimize these levels, and probably change the game for you. The erectile dysfunction will probably go. You'll probably have a lot more energy, mental clarity, and you probably might even slim up a little bit in the stomach area. But at that point, you got to make the first step, and that is to get a blood test. We can do it for you, and we can optimize you if you need it.
That's a great one, Johnny. Great, John. He's a student too. I hate to see the youth like that not being able to enjoy his life at that stage. So, hey, nice job asking. Get a call over to Titan Medical. Get signed up on the website. Get over there and talk to the provider.
Yep. Best thing you can do, for sure. I mean, it's real easy, real simple, and it's very inexpensive to do. I mean, people better take advantage of it. Tell us more about Titan Medical, Mike. What's it all about? Sell me what's included.
For those that don't know.
Yeah. For those that don't know, it's optimizing your health to the very best you can be, my friend.
Yeah.
Don't need to sell you on anything. It's up to you if you want a better life.
Exactly. You're not going to sell you about anything.
We're not salespeople. We're not salespeople. It doesn't work that way.
I'm definitely
We
not.
just have, yeah.
When you offer optimal health, you don't need to be a salesperson. Got Oliver Hercules potion for Christmas. I'm going to poach some of his.
Smart.
There you go. There you go. You're going to love
Why
it.
not?
Sure.
What about Oliver? Because he's old enough. Why not MK for Oliver? Because this kid, if you guys don't know, let me give you a little backstory on this guy right here. Jeremy Davis is healthy. This guy looks like a frat boy, him and his wife. But I think they got 15 kids. But just kidding. They don't have 15, but they have great kids, good looking kids. And their youngest, Jeremy here, has Oliver, who started with me when he was 11. They brought him in to train with me when he was 11 years old. And the kid's 19 now, 20, in that range. And just a savage. But he's at that age where he could do MK. Mostly if he's doing Hercules potion on that physique.
Yep.
He looks like David Lade. He has that kind of physique. Yeah, good-looking kid.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I would think get him on MK. 20. 20, yeah. Time for MK. Hercules potion.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Johnny, let's jump into what's going on. What is MK before we go into what's on sale over there? Because
Yeah.
great one.
So MK677, Ibutamortin, is it's an oral GHRH peptide. It's an oral growth hormone releasing hormone peptide. And what it will do, it will stimulate your natural pituitary to produce your own growth hormone. Produce more. That goes down to the liver and gets converted to IGF-1. And IGF-1 is what you get all the benefits from growth hormone. So the skin elasticity, the lean muscle building, the metabolism, the mental clarity, all the good things, the recovery, all these good things from your growth hormone levels being high and converting to IGF-1. So this will do that for you. It will help with sleep patterns too as well. The only difference is that this will stimulate the ghrelin, the hunger hormone. So it will make you very hungry. And at that point, if you can control the hunger, you're prepared for the hunger, you're going to have a successful therapy through this. If you're not, this might not be a good therapy for you, because if you can't control the hunger and you take it, and 20 minutes in and you got a house full of kids and they're eating Twinkies and popsicles and drinking pot, you're going to do the exact same thing, and you're going to get a lot of bad weight on you. And that's not what you want. The whole point of this is to make you better, not to make you worse. So if you use these tools in the right way, they will be the best tools you have. If you use them the wrong way, you can get, some unwanted results per se. And that's not what we want. So everybody's different, and everybody's, to a certain extent, self-controlled, and some people aren't. And we just got to recognize that and give them the options on the table that would be the best for them.
I love it. What do we got sales on over there? What's going on?
So we got 5-amino 1MQ is the therapy of the week. And 5-amino 1MQ is awesome. It's another peptide therapy. That's an oral therapy. So you don't have to inject it. This is great because it inhibits NNMT. And this basically blocks, NNMT basically blocks your fat storage. So this unlocks the gate for fat storage. It will help with energy. It can help in a number of different ways. And this is great for mitochondria too as well. I know we always talk about mitochondria. So it's another good one. So if you're looking for a game changer for this, breaking stubborn plateaus, targeting midsection belly fat, cleaner energy, sharper focus, supports lean mass, no stimulants, no jitters at all. So this is not a fat burner that you would get from GNC that's going to create thermogenesis in the body. This is actually something that's going to unlock your fat storage and help you start burning that unwanted fat that's stored there.
That's a game changer.
It's a great one.
Right?
It's a great one to add on any therapy, even GLPs.
That's a win, man. Johnny, thanks for hanging out today, brother.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Sorry about starting up late, man. And thank you so much about the parenting. I know that hopefully somebody out there, it helped them, but it definitely helped me. And, this is too much fun for me watching him grow. So I'll keep asking questions because you're going through it.
Think about it. Like I'm Peter 16, you got another 10 years to even go through. It's gonna be awesome, dude. It's gonna be nerve-wracking, and it's gonna be awesome at the same time. Even today, when Peter takes that, I'm still nervous as hell. And I'm like, damn, I hope he does really good. I'm praying, please do good, because for me, I could care less. I really care about him wanting to feel good about it,
I look back now and I understand why my mom was always white knuckling, in the wrestling matches and the football games, and my dad and stuff. And I was like, man, it's before I had a kid, I'm like, there's no way that's a thing. And now that I'm there, I'm like, oh, man, it eats at me. Eats at me. God dang it. It's like you and me are already savages, but you got that same kind of approach that you want your kid to be at that level. And I got to, yeah.
It's okay. That's all right, Mike. Yeah. It's all right, man. That's what it is. Don't not trust your instinct either to do some things, because sometimes that will be the best for him too as well.
Oh, I was out. He's in a new school right now with new coach for wrestling. So yeah, that had to stop. All right, brother. We'll talk soon.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
Guys. Thank you, guys.
Damn.
Hey, so most of the beginning of the show was talking about parenting, being a father, trying not to be that sideline coach. But at the same time, you kind of have to oversee things, and you got your standards. You got your standards, and you hold true on those standards, especially for your kids. Don't let them sneak by those coaches that don't half-ass stuff. And then peptides of the week over at Titan Medical. Go on over there. And like the one guy said, sell me on this. I'm not selling you on anything. I thought that was an interesting. It's kind of like the guy that goes, hey, tell me why I should be in shape. You shouldn't. I don't give a shit. I know that I like being healthy. I know I like being in shape, and I know that it's freaking great being able to do what I do at this stage of the game. And life is better this way. You don't want it? Doesn't bother me none. But if you do want it, that's the number to call. And if you do want a healthier lifestyle, or have them teach you how to optimize your body to the very best you can possibly be, that's where you go to. That's the phone call you guys got to make, and should make it right now, because we're going into New Year's. This is it. You clip this section right here. This is the show for you guys. You guys got to make that decision. Again, nobody's making that for you. Don't get comfortable, man. That's the one thing. Don't get comfortable. If you're married or got a girlfriend or you're solo, don't get comfortable. Do what Bobo did. Get there and get that 141 and become an absolute savage. A machine, a wrecking ball machine, just destroying. Yeah. Have a good day, everybody.